Thursday, September 3rd, 2020. I would ask that everyone please bear with me because I'm obliged to read a rather lengthy opening statement. As chair of the Board of Assessors, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-4, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which is authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are A, providing public access to the meeting by telephone, with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We are utilizing Zoom through the city's IT department for this electronic meeting. All members of the Board of Assessors have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through this platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen into this meeting through dialing the following number, 929-205-6099. Once again, that number is 929-205-6099. And using the meeting ID number 647-473-0083. And once again, that number is 647-473-0083. And password of 229644. Once again, 229644. The public may also view this meeting on Comcast Channel 16. B, providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing the meeting. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through public postings. Instructions have also been provided on the Nashua, City of Nashua's website at nashuanewhampshire.gov and publicly noticed at City Hall and the Nashua Public Library. C, providing a mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 16, please call 603-821-2049. Once again, that number is 603-821-2049, and they will help you connect. D, adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes that are taken during this meeting shall be done by roll call vote. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, the reason they are not able to attend the meeting in person, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. So I will call the roll. Mr. Early.
This is Robert Early, member of the Board of Assessors. I am following the governor's guidelines and joining the meeting remotely. I am at home and no one else is in the room with me.
Mr. Bergeron.
Paul Bergeron, a member of the Board of Assessors, following the governor's advisory. I'm joining the meeting remotely from my home and there's no one else in the room with me.
And Mr. Hansberry. I'm Daniel Hansberry. I'm also joining the meeting remotely following the governor's guidelines, and there is no one in the room with me. Today, we will be hearing various requests as listed on the agenda. Please note the decisions may be taken under advisement and involved parties will be notified at a later date. Per the City of Nashua bylaws, a minimum of 2 or more affirmative votes are required to approve any application. In addition, this board will hear any and all scheduled cases as long as quorums of 2 voting board members are present at this meeting. Any citizen has the right to contest the decision that this board makes. To appeal a municipality's decision on an abatement application, a taxpayer may appeal to either the Board of Tax and Land Appeals or to the Superior Court, but not to both. Please contact the assessing department for more information. Ms. Brown, are there any changes to today's agenda? Ms. Brown, are you with us?
There are no changes.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? All right. Is there a motion to waive the reading of the minutes of the Board of Assessors meeting from August 27th, 2020, accept them and place them on file?
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there a second? Mr. Bergeron, did you want to second that motion? We seem to have lost Mr. Bergeron.
He's still muted. He's there.
All right, there we go.
You want to second the motion, Mr. Bergeron?
Absolutely, I second that motion.
Okay. Are there any errors or corrections? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented, please signify. I've got to say, we'll call a roll call. Let me call the roll. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron,
Yes,
Mr. Hansberry, yes. Is there a motion to waive the minutes of the non-public session, which was held during the August 27th, 2020 Board of Assessors meeting, accept them and place them on file?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Are there any errors or corrections? All right, seeing none, I will call the roll. All those in favor of accepting the minutes, non-public session meeting minutes as presented, Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron,
Yes,
Mr. Hansberry, yes. Okay, at this time, I would like to recognize Kimberly Kleina, who is Director of Administrative Services, and part of her responsibility is oversight of the assessing department. So, Ms. Kleina?
Good morning. It doesn't seem like that long ago since we were here, so my update today is going to be relatively brief. So I will be issue this and all these documents, which will be included in your minutes for the public that's wondering. September 9th will be the last day that appointments will be taken in the assessing office. Beginning on the 10th, IT will begin to move assessing out of their office in preparation for the renovations to City Hall. Just so that you know, there will be something posted later today on the city website alerting the public to this. And I've attached that also to this memo, which you can now see on your screen. As I normally do, I'm attaching the project status report that I received this week from Vision Government Solutions on the full reval. Again, those updates are all posted to the city website under Assessing Full Revaluation. The assessing staff has been very busy this week. They've issued letters to all the Ward 5 residents. Vision expects to begin data collection in Ward 5 around mid-September. This past Monday, the assessing department issued the 13th volume of the Assessing Monthly Monitor. Hard to believe it's been a little over a year. This issue highlights Mr. Rex Norman, providing a brief biography of his many accomplishments. And we are grateful that he's joined us and for his service. So due to the City Hall renovations and assessing moving around again, they will provide all their services via the mail, the phone, email, and the city website. So we do not expect any disruption in service to the public. But if you have any concerns, please feel free to reach out to us here in the Administrative Services Office, and we will get in touch with the appropriate staff member for you. That's all I have, sir.
Thank you, Director Kleina. Can we schedule Vision to come in for the meeting the 17th, because we're due for a quarterly update, correct?
I believe you are. And I can arrange that, so the meeting of which chair? I'm sorry?
It would be 2 weeks from today, would be the 17th, correct?
Yes. Okay,
All right, thank you very much.
you're
Okay.
welcome.
At this time, I'd like to recognize Amanda Mazerol, who has an exemption that she's going to be presenting. Ms. Mazerol?
Good morning. Today I have just one veterans credit I recommend for approval.
So is there a motion to approve the veterans credit as presented per the attached list?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? If not, I will call the roll. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron,
Yes.
Mr. Hansberry, yes. Motion is adopted. Does that conclude your report, Ms. Mazerol?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, there's no unfinished business. At this time, we move on to the public comment portion of the meeting. Is there anyone who's interested in commenting publicly? Do we know, is there anybody out there who does want to comment? Do we know, Director Kleiner?
I'm sorry, I see no one indicating that they wish to speak.
Okay, all right. So we will move on. There are comments by board members.
Nothing from
No.
me.
Nothing from me.
Okay, thank you. All right. So is there a motion to go into non-public session for two reasons? First, to discuss matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any applications for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, parenthetical C. Second, under 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, parenthetical I, for the consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right, I will call the roll. Mr. Early,
Yes.
Mr. Bergeron,
Yes.
Mr. Hansberry, yes. Let the record show that we were in non-public session at 9:13 a.m.